we go, here we go. We're live. We're live. It is 5:15.
Yeah.
Just gone 5:15.
Bad.
Seen the new graphics for the call.
Nice.
This is good. Nice, isn't it?
Nice. I like that, yeah.
Good, good. So, let me just...
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Special. So, we're live. It's the phone in. They're really tight. If you want to call in, don't forget, get over to Discord and join us there if you want to call in.
If you don't.
We're going to get Steve Kelly on in a minute. Let's see what's happening in the comments. Gary Ward says, howdy. Barry Stevens says, evening. Who do you want in the cup draw?
A non-league team with an injury crisis.
At home.
At home.
Owen Park says, hi lads, did you get my email?
Yeah, I'll do it later, Owen.
Motivation levels through the roof here today. Marie says, what the hell is going on at our club, lads? I'm seriously worried.
So are we.
Seriously.
So are we.
And Anthony says, is there even a point in Everton anymore? We just get let down every week. Is there a point in Everton anymore?
Don't know. I mean, Steve says he can't hear us. Well, what that's all about. That was okay. That's last Thursday.
Yeah, it was last Thursday.
It's fine.
It was last Thursday.
Steve doesn't say that. Ignore. Scratch. There is a point in us, of course. There is. At the moment, it's rubbish. It's up to the people who run the club to sort this out, isn't it? You know, fans, 3,000 went to Leicester yesterday. There's 40,000 in there at the weekend, you know, against Chelsea again. Fans are doing, you know, yes, we could be better at home in terms of backing them, but we're backing them by numbers, and it's about time the club stood up and were counted and showed us what, you know, that they're serious about wanting to get Everton back up towards the top. But
yeah, motivation is a difficult problem at the moment. It's really, really hard, isn't it, to get yourself excited about things, especially with this Merseyside derby. Let's get Steve on the line anyway. Let's give Steve a call.
Hey, mate.
Good evening, Steve. How is it going, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yourselves?
Yeah, not too bad. What point have you got to make tonight?
Just in relation to Silva, I feel a bit sorry. Not sorry for him, but I feel like he's being hung out to dry now by the board. And I'll be honest with you, I think everyone going on at Marco and going on at the team, and obviously the players have to take massive responsibility for the issues we're in at the moment. But I think my point of view now, the board have got to be, I've got to hold their heads in shame, to be honest with you, because I feel like they're just leaving the man to hang out dry, and basically they're just sitting there and watching it happen. No offence, this has been coming for weeks and weeks, all this, what's going on now. We all know that, a lot of other people around the club know that as well. But they've just sat there and just thought, oh yeah, it might get better, it might get better. I understand they have to do that, but let's be honest, did any of us really think he was going to turn it around? I didn't personally, but I'd just like to know what you two lads think on the board's stance on this, really.
Paz?
yeah, it's... Listen, I don't understand why they're doing it, but it's kind of what we said might happen in last week's Monday night phoning. Was that they might leave it until after these two games. But you're right, Steve, once again, they're stepping away. I mean, what they might say is, well, we're giving them as much of an opportunity as possible to turn it around because we back them and, you know, we don't want to make the change because we hope that this works. But we took 7 points in the last 30. You know, we've lost 8 out of 14 games. So it doesn't appear that it's going to get any better. And so it's about time they stood up and made a decision, really. And we'll have to see whether that decision comes Wednesday night, Thursday, or whether they leave him in charge for Chelsea as well. I mean, It might be a case of they don't know who to get. I don't know.
Isn't that a bit of a smack in the face to the fans at the same time, though? Would you not agree with that in relation to that? They don't even really want the bloke. Well, obviously they do want the bloke from what we've been told allegedly, but do they really? There's that many leaks coming out the club at the moment in relation to the we're thinking about changing a manager. Obviously, Mashiri at the last AGM said I won't be speaking to Jim White again, and then Jim White's on TalkSport saying I've had conversations with him. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like it's just a load of rubbish that's being fed to us, really, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion on it, really.
Yeah, no, I agree what you're saying, but I suppose each journalist will get fed information, won't they? You know, and they'll peddle those stories. I think the problem is that there's 3 or 4 different stories, isn't there? You know, the Moyes thing.
Yeah.
David Moyes was, you know, he was the manager and blah, blah, blah. And then apparently, you know, some fans weren't happy about it, so the board have had second thought. Listen, if they identified David Moyes as the right man for now, then they shouldn't care what the fans say. They should just go, he's the right man, we need him now and we're getting him. If the only caveat to that is if they can get a long-term manager in now, that's the only way. If they believe that Eddie Howe, I don't personally, but if they believe Eddie Howe's the right man, or they believe Mikel Arteta's the right man and they can get him in, then fine, make a play for him. But other than that,
I'll be honest. I think if we went down the Eddie Howe route, I think we are I think we're in trouble at the moment as it is. Well, to me, he's the English Martinez. He's the English Martinez. He would not fill me with any confidence. And I never thought I would have said this, but I'd rather have Sam Allardyce in charge, honestly.
I think the thing with Eddie Howe is, you know, Wigan, Southampton, Watford, and then it'd be Bournemouth. They'd be the last 4 managers we've gone for, and not one of them clubs are the top 8, 10 team. So
that's I mean, I had a look today. His highest finish as a Premiership manager was 9th, and that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's got worse, 9th, 12th and 14th.
So that's what I mean. And I had a look at that, and people keep going on about this. They've hardly spent any money. Rubbish. They've spent quite a bit of money over the past 2 years, if you actually look properly. And look at the rubbish. Some of the rubbish they bought as well. You know what I mean? Like Solanke and all that.
Well, he paid
rubbish.
Liverpool, 40 million for a couple of players.
That's what I mean. He paid 8 million for Brad Smith. You know what I mean? He's playing in the Australian League now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, he's not for me.
This board does just not fill me with any confidence at all about what they're doing and what direction they're going in. Like I said, this a couple of weeks ago, they come out of all this stuff out. Yeah, we want to be Premier League champions in 10 years. All this rubbish, but I'm sorry they're acting like a small club in my eyes, and they're acting like our motto is not being fed from the board. We believe it as fans. We all still believe we're a massive club. I truly believe that they don't, unfortunately.
No, it's hard to disagree, Steve. To be honest with you, you're right. I don't know how they do that, other than you know, if they've got their own ideas in their mind and it's a young manager and it's Marcel Brands driving the bus and he's saying, no, let's keep him for now, then what do? We're all saying we want Brands to have autonomy over it. But
yeah, exactly.
But then again, we're all calling for the club to do something, so it's difficult. We don't know what we don't know, do we? And I suppose we've just got to hang fire and see what the next 72 hours brings, really.
It's just my last point, and I'll let you lads get on. But it just doesn't sit comfortably with me with this whole writing off games. I don't like that as a fan. I know sometimes you have to be a bit realistic, but it's not. It's very uneasy with me. I don't find it acceptable in my eyes as a fan. 2,500 people are going to be paying the money on Wednesday night, and people are saying effectively that they're writing games off. doesn't sit well with me, to be honest with you. But I'll leave it on that point.
It's the whole acceptable defeat thing, isn't it? That we heard last season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's not for me, that, mate. It's
No,
not for
no,
me, that.
not for-
We all pay our money to go to the game.
Yeah.
Like, you expect a certain standard.
Yeah, you do. Steve, thanks for joining us, mate. See you later. Ta-da.
See you, Steve.
Right, we're going to get Barry on in a minute. Another Barry. Let's get some of the YouTube comments. Michael Barrett says, evening all. Ian Lyon says, evening lads. I've sussed out today how to put you on my big telly. You're on the big screen, lads. Give my wife a wave.
Hello, Mrs. Lyons.
Tony Miguel, the man with the two first names. We can't even be bothered to do that, can we? We just...
One is foreign.
One is foreign. No, you say international, like a man mystery.
You know.
A very good evening to you two and all Blues. This is a huge week for us. We may even hear something from the club, or is that wishful thinking?
I think I don't know is the answer. So yeah. I would expect something to happen on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, but the honesty is I don't know. I really don't know because why should they do something that we expect when they don't any other time? That's the reality. I mean, if we get beat at Anfield, what do you expect them to be sacked, or do you just not know now?
I just think that many defeats, 9 defeats, is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And we'll probably be in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Unless Norwich and Southampton draw. So
it's sad, isn't it? Praying for Norwich and Southampton to draw. Ridiculous.
Liverpool could be, I don't know how many points they are clear, and we'll be in the relegation zone.
Liverpool have got 40 points already.
They're safe.
They have 40 points in November.
They're safe.
They're safe.
Agent says, I think they're waiting to get the Richarlison deal signed before binning the clown. I don't think it really should matter.
Could though. Could be right.
Steve Hardy, thank you for pointing out that there's a typo in the scroll. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll sort that out.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no N in conversation.
Really?
Yeah.
Conversation?
Yeah.
That's well, in Steve.
That's my fault. You know. But, Ian says, felt sorry for Marco. Yes, he thought his tactics were okay, but the team let him down for both goals. Bill Kenwright sat shaking his head in the stand, says it all for me. Yeah. Steve Hardy, when I saw the headline today, Lincoln was with Eddie Howe and Igalo, I shook my head, surely not. A lot of shaking of heads. Giving Marco the derby to me is a no-win situation for the fans. The odds are we lose, but in a highly unlikely event we win, they will almost certainly keep Silver in job, and that's not up to.
In a job that he's not up to.
Yeah, sorry.
I know, Steve, but what do you do with that? You know.
Going to give Barry a call. Let's see if Barry is on the line.
Hello, Pat. It's Barry.
Hello, Barry. Calling you Barry. Barry, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm sat right next to you.
This is another Barry.
Okay, this is BB77.
Barry Bizzle, 77.
Hello,
Barry. Hello, Barry. We're calling you Barry.
Are you ready, Barry?
We're calling. Let's have a look at some of the... James says, do you reckon that in a strange way, the fact that no one has given us a hope in hell of getting anything on Wednesday will work in our favour? Sounds crazy, I know, but fear comes from when you've got something to lose. Just trying to stay optimistic here.
Hello, can you hear me?
It's Barry! Hey, Barry! Is that you, Barry?
Hello, how you doing?
It's Barry.
You good?
I'm all right, mate. Where are you calling from?
I live in Northampton, but I'm from West London originally.
Oh, well, you've gone up in the world, clearly.
Yeah, it's very picturesque down here.
Why is a West Londoner an Evertonian?
Would you want the long story or the short story?
Whichever story's the best one.
The best one. Originally, where I lived in London, my first school, we didn't play football, no football at all. We just used to play war with the Bangladeshi kids.
I mean, that's...
And then,
controversial.
Yeah.
hang on, I'm getting weird echoes here.
Have you got headphones on?
Yeah, I've got the headphones on.
We can eat. You're not getting it. We're all right at this end. So, have you got us on in the background?
Right, hang on. This is freaking me out because you're just saying the same things to me again and again.
Have you got us on as well? As in, are we on YouTube in the background?
Yes, you are.
Right, mute that, and you won't get.
Now you're not. Right, that's sorted.
There
Sorry.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, forget all the old stories. I just want to get to.
Go on.
Since we've got Mashiri, like we all probably wished Mashiri, like
Yeah.
I did, you probably did. But then since we've got him, the guy for a bloke who's got that amount of money, we've not shown no class.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. In the way we treat, if you go all the way back to the way we treated Osman and Hibbo, and then even now, like, I don't like Marco Silva. The way he sets up our team's crap. I'll pay my money every week, watch these games. It's shite. But the way he's standing there yesterday, we shouldn't be treating people like that. How are we going to get a decent manager to come to us when that's how we treat people?
No, you know what, mate? I absolutely agree. I think there's been times when, because he is a billionaire, and we wanted this, like, to get away from this old Everton of, like, we're too nice and we're too busy with the Everton community and all this kind of thing. We tried to be a little bit more hard nosed, but at some point we've crossed over the line where we've gone too far to the point where we've lost our identity completely. The thing that actually kept us
showing no respect.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The thing that kept us grounded as a club was actually the fact that we were respectful. We did have respect for people. We knew our wouldn't say we knew our place, but we knew how we wanted to achieve something, and we basically just drew a line on that and said, no, we want to try and get to the top as fast as we could. And all that's done is set us back even further because we haven't done things the right way.
We're nowhere near the standards that we were at. I know Martinez was a joke in the end as well, but his first season, we're nowhere near having a season like that again as it stands at the moment.
Agreed.
Like, no, I mean, if you was a manager out there and they come and no matter how much money they offered you, what would want you to come to Everton right now?
Nothing.
I mean, I look, Barry, and
Exactly, like
I would look and say that there's a squad of talented players. We're still short in areas, don't get me wrong.
Are they, Baz? Are they as talented as we think they are?
Well, I think the talent's there, but you're right. Without showing it, it doesn't mean anything. You can say it all you want, but until people actually stand up and prove it, that's. So we'd have to say.
No, because I'm seeing a player who paid £55 million for, who can't tackle and can't play a 5-yard pass at the moment.
No, he's crap, mate. Sigurdsson at the moment, he's terrible. But you're right.
It's poor. Like, we was there. I don't know what more we can do as fans. Like, I was there yesterday. The concourse was quieter than usual. You know, normally it's hyper.
Yeah.
But once the game started, we didn't stop from the beginning. Well, until probably about the 70th minute.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like everyone else, as soon as they scored the goal, same as the players, the fans, everyone, we all think, that's it, we're done.
Yeah. It's trying to change that mentality. No, well, you can't, can you? Because you're there singing and supporting the team, and that's why maybe it's a case of a new voice needed or whatever. We've lost 8 games out of 14. It's just not good enough, and for whatever reason.
And the teams we've lost to, like at the beginning of it's funny. My father-in-law, he hates them. At the beginning of the season, he put a score on us to be in the top 4 Christmas Day.
Wow.
Because he thought it was a sure thing.
Yeah. Well, that's it, isn't it? You look at those fixtures and you were like, right, this is the season. We can really hit the ground running, and have a good season. And there was question marks over Chelsea and Arsenal and Man United. And we've just gone the other way. And what's so frustrating is they're second at the moment, Leicester. Were they that much better than Everton yesterday? I don't think so.
No, not at all.
But they went for it. They went for it, didn't they?
Who's at their number 4? We're leading up to the game. I've been hearing about this player in Man City. Well, he was shit yesterday, that Turkish fella.
Yeah.
If Calvert-Lewin had a bit of aggression in him, instead of just running alongside him, try and push yourself in front.
Yeah, we were just talking about.
You can see someone's face when they're running.
Yeah.
And you can see someone who's running, their hardest. He doesn't.
No.
No, when we see Richarlison.
Everything else he does is good. All his link-up plays, first touch, that's all good. He's got no... He's like he doesn't want to score goals. I've never known strikers that don't want to score goals in any level you play.
it's a mentality thing, isn't it? We've been talking about this. We spoke about this on the final word, and it is that aggression, and that's what the difference is. You look at Leicester. They believe in what they're doing, and their players kept on pushing and pushing. There was a confidence to them that what they were doing was gonna work out. Vardy had a sniff all game before he scored, but he's got
he had that great scissor kick, didn't
he? Yeah, but he had the confidence, knowing that something would come and he'd take it. We snatch at ours, or Vardy's become like a proper. Well, obviously he's a proper centre forward, proper Premier League centre forward, top goal scorer. And it does come from having an aggression.
People laughed when we got linked with him 2 seasons
ago.
ago.
We should have threw everything to get him. We should have threw everything. When people were saying 50 million, there's no selling values in his 30s, we should have bit their hand off.
Yeah.
We should have gone and got him. Same as like now, if someone offered you, like, someone said, do you want Agbonlahor, 50 million? You go, yeah, I do want him, thanks very much. He scores goals.
Yeah, but you know who we're going to buy in January? That bloody Xhaka from Arsenal.
Oh, don't.
It will. Come on, that's an Everton signing at the minute. As soon as one of them teams have a player they don't want no more, we go run into them, we throw money at them, give the players shitloads of money wages. They play for about 6 games at best, and then they just go into the rut like the rest of them.
Well, that's what we've got to stop doing, haven't we? We've got to stop spending silly money on silly players and start getting some players who are a little bit more grounded, maybe, who can do jobs, who'll fight for you.
Go back more to like the Moyes thing, where you get like Championship players hungry, or like lower level
that's
Premier
what
League but younger.
That's what Sheffield United teams have got. That's what Wolves have got. Some players like that they brought up with them.
How would you feel about the Sheffield United fella as our manager?
I don't know, because I look at him and I think, does all that come out because he is a Sheffield United fan? Is it because he's comfortable as their manager, because he loves the place? Don't get me wrong, I think he'd work
No, but did you see, because obviously I told you before, I live in Northampton, so when we first came here, we used to go and watch a lot of games. He was manager then.
Yeah.
Of that team. And they were dog shit. And then he turned to them, I think they won the league. They was flying the following season, and then that's when he took the Sheffield United job, and that same team then got relegated and they ended up in League Two. So I've seen him firsthand. He's very good tactically, and he's very astute with which players he plays as well, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, one of the concerns I'd have with him is he like this season's flavour of the month, and that's what we've been stung by.
Yeah, like Mike Walker and all that. Yeah,
well, Silva was.
I'll tell you something though. He never gave Calvert-Lewin a game when he was at Northampton, because he played like a journeyman ahead of him. Yeah. Because he realised even then, the boy don't want to score goal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one, but I can't see them going for any. I can't see them honestly going for anyone who's currently a manager of a club. I really can't. I think they'll take the easy off.
Doesn't leave us with much.
No, it doesn't. But I think
the fellow at work, a fellow Toffee, but he's a proper Toffee. He's from up your end. He said about Phil Neville. What did you say about Phil Neville?
He's not managed anyone though, has he? I mean, I know he's managed. He does England's.
We don't count that.
Well, yeah.
That's not real football.
Oh, come on. We've got to say it's real football. No, but it's football, but it's a different level. It's a different, almost like
the goalkeepers, man. It's not the same as.
No, I know the goalkeeper.
Goalkeepers, it might be all right.
What I would say is it's a different level because it's international football. Never mind what gender it is. International football is you get what you're given in terms of players. You don't have a game every week, so you don't have the stresses of that. And this is why when people mention Southgate as well, I wince at it, because I just think, no, because he's actually perfectly suited for international football. I think Neville might be the same. He might be perfectly suited for international football. I think that it's a different kind of mindset, a different kind of preparation and how you go about your business. The stress of having to do it week in, week out, and having to go and buy players and all this is completely different. So I wouldn't go.
Yeah. I think he'd actually relish it. He seems that type of.
No, I'm sure he would. I just don't know if
how he lives his life.
Yeah.
Like for example, the work he's done with his own kids, except the guy, he likes a challenge. He likes, and he was under Ferguson at Man United. So he must have that winning mentality.
Yeah, I agree about all that. I just don't personally wouldn't want to take a risk on him right now. I don't know.
Who would you go for then, Ped? Other than Big Dunk?
Benitez, mate, I've said it. I've been very consistent on this. I just think he fits what we need right now. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but
Oh, I'd love that. Could you imagine that tomorrow with old Shiny Teeth standing next to him?
no, it'd be very, very interesting. Yeah, I'd go
Tell you
for.
what, he wouldn't be fucking running on the pitch celebrating goals if Duncan was standing next.
No,
to
he
him.
wouldn't.
No,
He wouldn't. He
no
wouldn't.
chance.
So, Barry, thanks for your call, mate. Make
Cheers,
sure.
Baz.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. See you later.
Take care, mate, to that.
There you go. That was Barry, calling from Northampton.
Good lad.
Good lad. He swore a bit.
I mean, that's, you know, he's passionate. I like that.
No, fair enough. Let's have a look. Gary Ward says, with a new crop of employed managers, is there anyone who you'd like for Everton and have recent firings put added pressure on us to make a move?
Yes, they've put pressure on us to make a move because it's increased the spotlight, hasn't it? But I mean, listen, new crop of unemployed managers. So you're talking Pochettino. They're not going to get him, but he'd be one you'd think about taking. But then again, you look at Spurs and what their players say about him, and you think, oh God, our players are bad enough. You know, imagine him coming in and kicking ass. But he's still one you'd take because he's obviously very good. Other than that, it's what they see the vision as. Did they see the vision as a young manager that's growing older with the team, then they have to go and get that. I think what we need is a bit of stability at the moment. I think it's Benitez or Moyes for me at the minute, and then maybe have a look long term for the summertime, you know, or Duncan, because I just don't see people out there who I would be panicking over. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, there's no guarantees. I think more than anything, Everton needs somebody who gets the football club. That's what I think the biggest thing right now. They get to understand the people in the football club and can get results. So after that, I don't know.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? But I don't buy into any. I don't really see anyone who's just. There's no one who's just been sacked that I'd be after. Or who's added to it. No, and this is the club face a dilemma because if they've got targets and they're worried about what the fans think, then we've got worries there because we're not going to agree. We're not all going to agree. You know, they could provide people. We said Duncan Ferguson, people go no. If we said Arteta, people would say no.
Benitez, the same.
Yeah,
Benitez.
Everyone's. There's no one out there that people go, we want him. I mean, the one I'd go for. Well, I wouldn't go for him but the one I think is interesting is maybe not for us, but you've got Brendan Rodgers there, who looks like Arsenal might be willing to take a punt on. Right now, I don't think he'd come to Everton because at the moment where we are, and because he managed Liverpool. Maybe if we were in a different position, maybe. But it's interesting that no one's prepared to say, why don't you just go for him? Do you know what I mean? I understand why, but it's funny the different narratives we get given.
He's come out and said he's not going anywhere today, but then
if
Arsenal go big for him,
I think he'll go to Arsenal if they go for him.
Mike
Barrett says, I don't want the next big manager. I want a now big thing manager. James says, also, what do you think of the Brands interview?
I think, listen, some of the stuff he said was right. It's not just about the manager. They've all got to perform, and then we go and lose the game. I think he's always going to back the manager, isn't he? He's not going to do an interview with Everton TV and go, no, the manager's got to go or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much what I expected him to say, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously by adding the Richarlison line in it as well, he give everyone something to talk about.
Bit of sugar on it, yeah.
Not that he signed the contract. David Collins says, no manager worth the salt will come in now. We will be in the bottom 3 come January, but we'll be in the bottom 3 on Wednesday. But we have a better chance of getting a new manager then because of the window. Silver is just drifting, waiting to be sacked. Owen Park says, if people are shouting out Eddie Howe, then surely Sean Dyche is like Mourinho in comparison, 800 times the manager. Does love a bit of Sean Dyche.
Well, Dyche, I suppose. I wouldn't want Dyche, but you'd know what you were getting with him. You'd make it hard to beat for the... It's... Yeah. The both arguments for both of them. And the
How'd they get on at the weekend?
Burnley.
Got beat 2-0 by Palace, didn't they?
Palace,
And the week
yeah,
before, they won 3-0.
3-0
and
Watford.
we went through that on the Premier League show last week, didn't we?
Burnley they're two managers who do very well with what they've got. But I think the both of them would have Everton in a similar position.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'd be high enough for what we need.
Dave Wild says if we get beat on Wednesday and I expect Silva to go with a home game on Saturday, the atmosphere could be toxic, and it is a game with the lift of getting a new manager, even caretaker, we could win. No other club of our current record would keep their manager. I think the club are waiting to get the derby out the way as a foregone conclusion. I agree. I think we both agree. We did a video before about, talking about it and saying, the next 3 games after the derby, or the next 4 games, after the derby, they're not as tough as people are making out. Chelsea, yes, they're a good side, but they're a young side. Tammy Abrahams is injured. At Goodison, if we get the rub of the green and we have a real goal, there's no reason. United away, well, they just drew with Villa. Arsenal look terrible at the back, and that's not really going to change. Then you've got Burnley, then you've got Newcastle away. These are games we can win. It's all about just getting like the derby out the way, or getting these 2 games out the way, and maybe that's why the manager hasn't been sacked yet. I just hope that if that is the case, they know who's coming in. And the search doesn't begin on Wednesday night. Because we've seen that before. So I'm really, really hoping that they know who they want, or they've got the man lined up that they want. Whoever that is, and whether we like it or not, just have it ready to go. It isn't going to be a 100% agreement, but whoever it is, if they do come in and we win Saturday, and we get that lift, it's like I suppose it's a bit like the Allardyce thing when he came in. It's like we beat West Ham 4-0, and people are like, well, was that Allardyce or was that David Unsworth? It doesn't really matter. People get a lift from knowing that there's a new manager, and they take that. Like, if they announced whoever on Friday, but for the game on Saturday, he comes in, has a few words, and it's actually Duncan who picks the team, and that kind of thing. It's a combined effort. Fans then know where we're going. We have a direction at least to go in, and we get out of what we're in right now, which is just purgatory, isn't it, really? And it gives us somewhere to go. And if it lifts the fans and it lifts the players, there's no reason why we can't beat Chelsea. So let's hope Thursday we know where we're going. Lee Middleton says, all right, lads, not a name being linked with us, but would you think of Chris Wilder? Just been mentioned there on the call, wasn't it? As Everton fans, we love a team that fights for one another, and his Sheffield United side show that in abundance. Not an exciting name, I admit, but rather him or Dyche than Eddie Howe. I don't think Chris Wilder's leaving Sheffield United.
Sheffield United fan.
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving them. He's got his dream job. He's worked hard. He's fought. As Barry was saying on the call there, he's done his time in the lower leagues and he's worked his way up. And fair play to him. He's now got his dream job and he's doing really well. Why would he give that up for an Everton team that are all over the place and have a record of sacking managers every 18 months? I can't see it myself, but yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. Degsy, we're going to give Degsy a call in a minute. Anything on the Yao Chow? Have you got the Yao Chow comments?
I'll get the Yao Chow up here.
I'll just check Patreon. It's just really hard, isn't it, to get...
Can't get any excitement
or motivated. Gary
like...
Waters, Emery? Question mark? No. I wanted him before he went to PSG, but now it's that language barrier as well, I think, is a problem. Gary says I'm still in the Benitez camp though. Well, Chinese league's now finished, hasn't it? So Tingo won, didn't he? Won the title. Cannavaro's team. And Tingo plays for them.
Who?
Kid used to be with us. Browning.
Oh, in China.
Yeah,
he did. Seen his thing.
Benitez's team finished the season, I think, with a 2-0 win. Rondon scored. So I'd go for Benitez and I'd get Rondon to come with him. I think Rondon would be exactly what Everton me right now.
Steve Hardy said, giving Marco the derby to me is a no-win situation. Oh no, he said that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he also said it's not nice when your Leicester City mates feel sorry for you, saying, thought you played well, you'll soon be moving up the league. Take
Pat
your
on the head.
clappers and shove it where the sun don't shine. And Ian Lyons says, if we can spend millions on players, why can't we spend millions on a top manager?
Right, let's get Degsy on. Degsy can't wait. He's rung us.
Oh, there we go.
There we go,
Are
Degs.
you there?
Where, you should
Sorry, guys.
just wait for us to ring you, Degs. Oh, he's quick off the mark.
I'm a bit of a technophobe, but it's...
For a technophobe, you do quite well.
Yeah.
Go on, Degs. What's
There
your...
we go. I'm through.
Go on, mate. What have you...
I hear what everybody's been talking about this evening on Silver and everything. But hey, hands up and put our hands together. That man has stood up in a press conference after the match as well, and he stood in front of those cameras, and you can see his heart's in the job. I think I think he wants to do well.
Is that enough?
Yeah, have you got me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you,
go
mate,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, you've just got to put your hands together for the man because, yeah, okay, we know he's dead man walking, but his deportment through all this has been amazing. Has he been told he's going to be sacked? It doesn't look like it from the way he's talking. But I think, like everybody thinks, after the game, on Wednesday, I think he's gone. Possibly Duncan in, I think, for Sappy.
Yeah.
And then we start anew. And surely to God, they've got somebody lined up.
You'd like to think so, Degs. I mean, we were just talking then. Maybe if they can get someone in, and maybe Duncan picks the team for Saturday, but there is someone in, that would make sense. I wouldn't expect someone to come in Friday and take over training. He'd obviously leave it, whoever that person was. We just hope that if Marco Silva does lose his job Thursday, there's someone to come right in, because if they aren't ready for this, if they did know after the Norwich game that they wanted to. He was set to lose his job, and they've given him the 2 games to find someone, and that person doesn't come in, then fans will start turning their anger on Mashiri and Brands and Bill Kenwright, and and then I'm not saying Silva gets away with it as such. I'm just saying that would be right as well, because if we're not ready for the next step, then we just leave ourselves open and look like laughing stocks.
Well, it beggars belief, really. I mean, we saw in the Silva, didn't we?
It's difficult
so
when...
Well, if she's there, she's the person that sacks someone, isn't it? That's her job, isn't it?
Well, supposedly, but who knows?
I mean, she's the actual manager of the club, isn't she? Not the team, but of the actual football club, of the business. And that's the person that actually has to do that sort of work.
I think they'd probably get Ken Knight to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, but again, I'm just reiterating, and I have no idea who's coming in, hoping, cross fingers, that Duncan gets Saturday and then Benitez comes walking through the door at some stage. But I've just got to say, hands up and applaud Silva for the way he's gone through this. It must be traumatic, but he played the right tactics. We can't moan about his tactics. He sent them out there to do a job, and it looked like it was working. And I've got to be honest, I sat in my armchair watching that game, and the final whistle went, and I just cried.
Well, that's it, isn't it?
I couldn't believe a team. Let's face it, the majority of their team, I think they put their hearts and they played for him. I think they did. They weren't brilliant, but I think every man, Jack of them, actually went onto that pitch and tried.
I think.
We know we've got.
I think the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we lost it in the last 20. The goal changed it, and that's where he's not great at reacting to stuff like that. But no, I think you're right, Derek. I think they went out and had a go for him. I don't think there's any question about that. But
his tactics were spot on. He went out there trying not to lose. And when we scored, I thought every time we attacked, you know, we didn't attack. We didn't get as many chances as Leicester. But when we had chances, we looked like we were going to score.
Oh yeah, we were a threat, most definitely. But
Yeah.
ultimately, we didn't get the second goal that we needed.
Yeah. But I think also one bonus point is we saw the real Moise Keane when he came on, didn't we?
He looked sharper, yeah. He looked much sharper.
He looked sharper, didn't he? And I've got to be honest, that shot he pulled off, I thought that was in the net.
Yeah, me and Ped said the same on the final word. We both thought it'd gone in, and that would have been a great way for him to start.
To get off his mark, yeah, it would have been, you know.
I think
anyway, yeah.
I just think we need to get through Wednesday night now, don't we? And that almost feels like once that's over, we'll have a little bit more clarity on the situation.
What do you think it's going to be like at Goodison? Because they're opening the doors for people to actually go and watch the game, aren't they?
Well,
yeah.
If people want to go and do that, they can go and do that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be I'm sure it'll be. It won't be. I can't imagine people paying to go and watch a game of football at Goodison on a TV. Yeah. It'll be that kind of element that would be kicking off.
Yeah.
I imagine.
And also, let me just applaud our supporters that went to Leicester, because Leicester's a loud ground. They're well supported. They're good fans. And yet you did hear the Evertonians for 90 minutes.
I thought their fans were terrible yesterday. I thought they were for large periods.
Yeah.
I didn't hear one clacker.
They were quiet.
You see, well, this is it. I think like the commentator said, they were shocked. They expected a walkover.
Yeah, but I mean that's because it's all hype train, isn't it? At the moment, they got what they wanted in the end, didn't they? Well, they did. They got what they wanted in the end. I just don't think they expected us to. See, this is the thing with Leicester, and we've been saying this for ages, and we said this when they won the league, is that everyone always goes, oh, Leicester are doing well, let's be dead open against them. And I think what we did went, no, well, you've got to break us down, and it was working until they made the sub, and then we didn't react to the sub. So, you know, you can only.
It's different.
Well, you can only applaud their manager for doing that, can't you? You can only applaud Brendan Rodgers for seeing that it wasn't working. He made the change and it worked, and they won the game 2-1. He should get all the plaudits for it. Our manager didn't. So, you know, said before, our manager's in-game management isn't very good, and ultimately,
no.
You can plan all you want.
It's not a good game, man.
You can plan all you want, Monday to Friday, plan every single day for things, but if you can't plan for things to change, whether they be sending off or the tactics of the opposition to change, then you know you're never going to get anywhere. It's the managers you can change 2-3 times in a game who are willing to take our manager won't do that.
Doesn't seem to be able to manage a game once it's kicked off.
No, and that might just be through lack of experience. He is a young manager, and maybe he hasn't picked up that experience yet of having to do that when the going gets tough, having to change systems. He's rigid in what he wants to do. It's worked for him before, and he's come to England and it hasn't quite worked for him, and he hasn't changed, and maybe he's going to have to go away. And it's happened to loads. You know, I remember when it wasn't Bowes-Morte, who was it? Villas Bowes came over, and everyone was lauding him. He was the next Mourinho, and he had the same problems. He went to Tottenham, and he was completely found out because he was the same. He'd been before in Portugal, and everything was rosy, everything was great. And the first club he went to that problems, whether it be Chelsea or whether it be Tottenham, first time he came, that was it. He was undone. He didn't know how to react because he'd never been tested before at that level, and that's what good managers do. They learn from their mistakes. We'll see. We'll see in the future if he can do that.
I think that's one of why we need an experienced person now, isn't it? Basically.
Definitely. Listen, Degs.
Somebody who can come in and manage a football club.
Definitely. Cheers. Listen, Degs, thanks for the call again, mate. Speak to you soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you, Degs. Ta-ra, mate.
Degsy there. Spot on, as always. Let me go back through the Patreon comments because I did miss some a little bit early on.
Pochettino ready to return to work.
I mean, that literally sounds like Everton should be calling him right now. Kane says, depressing. We will get Liverpool away tonight in the FA Cup. Did I say that one before? Can't remember. No. Margaret says, hi guys. Hi Margaret, sorry if it's late. Richard Parr, evening chaps, lovely to see you.
Evening, Richard.
There you go. You know what? These are so noise cancelling that I feel like I can only hear my own brain in them. Margaret says, I feel sorry for Marco. We had a good game, thought we let down by poor decisions from the ref. He was poor. I think some poor decisions from Everton players more than the ref. I thought the ref was okay, to be honest. James says, do you reckon... I've done that one, because I did it in a very strange Scouse accent.
You did.
I think I've done most of them now. I think we might have another caller online. Cavo.
Oh, it's Cavo. Get him on.
YouTube? What? Anything on YouTube there? Oh, yeah, I'll get them on here.
No, I don't.
Go on then. Go on then.
Oh, yeah.
Should have a few actually.
Steve Hardy. Some on Twitter saying that they have heard we have our eyes on a manager, but he doesn't want to take it until Anfield because he doesn't want the first game to be his old club. Yeah. On a WhatsApp message.
On a WhatsApp.
Cumbrian Toffee says, evening fellas, my preferred choice has always been Rafa to replace Silva, but it ain't. But in the event it isn't possible, Bielsa. What's your thoughts?
I don't think Bielsa would work with our players. He is... anyone who's watched that Leeds documentary will see how not how tough he works them, because all the players seem to love him, but players just seem to get injuries all the time because he works them so hard. So I think we need a squad of about 30, and at the moment we're on the bones of our arses, so it's bad enough as it is.
I just don't think that kind of manager would work. Doesn't even speak English very well either. The pro-Spartan gamer says, I wanted Silva out as not up to the job, and his subs at Dyer, also his inability to try different systems when his tried and tested clearly wasn't working. But I feel this is unfair on him now. He's a dead man walking, and if he wins on Wednesday night, what then? It's cruel. He should have gone after Norwich. And Michael Barrett says Wednesday's match is like waiting to have an operation. It's just limbo to me. It's just sitting there going, this is looming on the horizon. You just want it over and done with. And the whole situation.
8:15 kick-off as well.
The situation's... Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
It should just be ready. You know, you shouldn't be even worrying about your manager. You should be like about the game and then responding again. But it just seems, is it this week? Is it next week? It's just getting annoying now.
Everton have put themselves in a really silly position.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. Some comments before we get a call. Graham Ferguson, thinking of brands, do you think there's a chance we could end up with a Dutch coach? Can you lads think of any who would go? And I don't mean Koeman.
No, because Van Bronckhorst's going to City, isn't he? He's in the City group now, which he would have been decent. But then again, it's another gamble. You know, people seen someone saying just get Cock-out the other day. Well, Derby aren't great, are they?
Talking about Rooney take over there.
Yeah, talking about Rooney.
Colm says, would you start Keane on Wednesday? Moise Keane, I thought he looked up for it yesterday.
He did look good.
I think
maybe another half an hour at the end. Maybe like give Dom an hour.
I'd actually be worried he'd get sent off.
Because he might respond.
Because he does seem very up for it. Bill Cummings says, I'm sorry, I'm sick of hard luck stories and excuses. We played all right yesterday, but still capitulated due to Silva's tactical naivety and in-game management. I'm sorry the job is too big for him. Keeping in position isn't going to help. He needs to go for the good of both parties. Managers are judged on results regardless of the project and the injuries and VAR and the signings we didn't get. He still isn't getting the best out of the squad. We have a lack of leadership on and off the pitch, and I'm very, very worried if we don't make a change, we're digging ourselves into a bigger hole. I agree with literally every point you've just made there. Lee Middleton says, got a bad cop-out and work in the Secret Santa. What can I get him to wind him up? Just have a poo in a box.
No.
Billy, you with me? Yeah, Billy's with me. Yeah, but it's a Secret Santa. No one would know.
No.
But by the time you do it now, so it'll be hard.
A City mug.
Be hard by the time you give me.
Stop it, mate.
What? Billy knows.
Just get him a City mug.
Billy knows.
for a United mug.
Get him something from the Toffee TV store.
Yeah, I'll be made up with that.
Available now. David Collins says, we're a laughing stock anyway. Even my family have stopped taking the mick. Michael says, just one question, lads. Why are we so unlucky all the time? We have been crap this season, but I have lost count with the amount of unlucky things that have happened. Injuries, VAR, etc.
I think when you're down there, you just attract that bad luck. Don't you? Everything seems like Leicester, it's perversely going the other way with them, and Liverpool, everything's going for them. The confidence, they expect things. We're at the other end of the table expecting the worst. We get injuries, we get own goals, VAR decisions, bad referees. We just get the lot, you know, injury time, goals. You know, how many we conceded this season late on. You know, we've lost 2 out the last 3 away games in the last minute. So,
Margaret says, I'd like Luis Enrique. But who do you want as manager?
he's going back to Spain, Margaret.
He has, he's gone back to Spain. Here we go. Cavo. Hello? Hello?
Yo, how we going?
Hello, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourselves?
What time is it?
10 minutes past 2.
In Perth.
Still up again.
Tremendous.
He loves it.
Now, are you
Cavo.
up anyway? Or are you just up for us?
Nah, I like coming on and getting up, but to be honest, I struggle sleeping at the moment anyway, with especially what's going on. But yeah.
Sorry, there appears to be a jet plane taking off outside. Sorry, I'm the same, mate. I don't go. I'm a night owl myself.
Yeah, I do pretty struggle with my sleep at the moment. I need to get it sorted, but with Everton at the moment, and also the derby, it will be 4:30 in the morning our time, so I'll have to try and get some sleep before I get up for that. So.
Oh, I would have just slept.
I'd have slept
I'd
with it,
have
yeah.
slept, mate. You
Get
could go
up,
asleep.
see what happens.
You could go asleep, wake up. When you've woke up, you'll know the result. The manager
all
might be
over.
gone. The new one might be appointed, and you'll be like, "Sound." No,
Next.
they'll have already stopped talking about the derby because they'll be talking about the new manager.
Yeah, but what if? Well, it's impossible. Well, nothing's impossible. What if I roll over out of my bed, look at my phone, it's like Everton 5, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, what you might want to do is look out the window and see if there's aliens there as well.
Stop taking those substances, mate.
Go on.
Yeah.
Have you got a question, or have you got a point, or are you just an
I just wanted
insomniac?
to talk about something actually that's not really been mentioned. And,
Okay.
So, to be fair, I haven't got a problem with what the manager did in the game. I thought the formation was spot on. I thought that we played all right in patches. We got a bit of like the rub of the green with the VAR decisions early on with the penalty, and then we nicked a goal with Richarlison, but when we conceded that Vardy goal, we just fell to pieces like we've done so many times throughout the season, and we completely lost our shape. But the thing that really irked me, and I was so disappointed because I really felt that he actually had a really good game, and that was Sidibe, when he basically just fakes his injury and is lying on the floor and he's rolling around, and they're trying to wind the clock down, and Silva's trying to bring a sub on to wind the clock down, and I just think you can't do that anymore. They're going to add the time on, and if you look at it, there were 3 minutes added on, and they end up scoring the goal in the 97th minute because of all that stuff that was going on. And I don't know whether they think they're being smart, but I just think it's stupidity, and I almost just think that, do they actually understand where we are? Like, do they actually understand that their careers are actually on the line? I don't think it would happen, right? And I don't think it is going to happen. But let's say this was the team that got this football club relegated. That is going to be on their name as a football player for the rest of their lives. They were in the Everton team that got relegated from the Premier League. Like, that is unacceptable. And, it just baffles me. And I know we've got people from that South American and culture, and that they believe like Mina and Richarlison, that they like to do these sort of things where they try and play the game, and some of the majority of players around the world do it now. But I mean, come on, have a bit of standards, like stand up, play the game out, and do you know what? We would have drawn. We would have absolutely drawn the game if everyone was just together.
Yeah.
But they weren't.
No, I agree, and I made this point in the final word, which should be out in the next hour or so. You can watch that tomorrow. And I made the same point. If he wasn't, the whole thing was weird because if he wasn't injured, if he was injured, then why didn't we get a physio on and get it sorted or make a sub?
Well, we did get the physio.
No, but what I mean is we didn't make like the most of the situation. He was kept on. To me, I don't think he was injured. He was looking around and he was trying to get a foul that he didn't get. Just get on with the game or get off the pitch. And that whole thing allowed, I don't know, for me, like you've just said, it was unprofessional and it was frustrating. And the whole thing really annoyed me. Take him off or whatever. You've got Bernard standing on the sideline ready to come on, and then you don't bring him on. The whole thing for me was just a farce. And you're right, the time added on did help them get the goals. So I thought it was ridiculous, and I hate seeing stuff like that because it just takes away from the job you're trying to do on the pitch. There are times, don't get me wrong, where you can take the sting out of a game and it works. But for me, that moment wasn't the right time. It just felt wrong.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even mention it if Tom Davies would have cleared the ball.
No, but I would have, because I mentioned it. I said it as soon as it happened. I was watching in the house and I couldn't understand why he was doing what he was doing at that time. I hate stuff like that. I've got no problem with people using situations for their own gain, but he went in for me and didn't get a foul and just stayed on the floor. The game carried on, but I also look at the rest of the team, and the rest of the team didn't sort of back him up or get round. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't there, and it wasn't helping us. It wasn't in our favour. We look so placid. You don't see any of the players having a go at the referee. Something happened similar at Southampton. Richarlison went down, but I think it was Tom Davies. He got in the face of the referee and basically grabbed him and made him stop the game for the foul. That didn't happen yesterday, and we allowed it to play on. And I just thought it really annoyed me. It really irked me, the whole thing.
Yeah, I was just so pissed off. Basically, I was really upset. I just feel at that moment when all that was going on, I just feel like we've got no identity, we have no values, and we have no standards, in my opinion. And I mean, this whole thing with the captaincy at the moment, with Sigurdsson being the captain, I just think that's a slap in the face to Tom Davies. I think that's a slap in the face to Luca Dean. But I mean, with the whole thing with the diving stuff, I mean, it really upsets me from a leadership point of view, because I come from a rugby background, and I left the UK and we emigrated to New Zealand, and rugby's quite a big part of my lifestyle, and me and my family, we've followed the New Zealand rugby and the All Blacks, and some of the things and the standards that they have, about leadership. Yeah. It's quite incredible, some of the things that they do, and they have very limited resources in that sense, and they almost, by their standards and their values, they're able to achieve extraordinary things, which they've done. And I just think, for the stuff that's going on the pitch, and this really bad stuff, really poor stuff that's going on board level, and there's just so many different issues, and I don't think, even though the manager, it's obvious that it needs to get changed, but one man is not gonna solve this problem. It has to be a collective group of people that have got to come together and bring a set of values and beliefs, and have an organisational change, and to take the club to where they think they want to take it.
No, I completely agree. I mean, you mentioned Sadibi. What about Mina going down like he'd been?
But the lad threw.
He did throw a punch.
Still a red card though. It was still a red card.
Punch I've ever seen, right? It wasn't even a punch, but his reaction, it was so powerful. It would have brought Mike Tyson down his prime. What a joke!
But that was a red card, though. You can't strike. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No.
It's a red card offence. You can't strike another opponent whether you trap him or you don't.
It probably was, but then there was that thing with Moise Ken where he bumped up and squared up with that defender, and then he elbowed him in the face. But I'm glad he didn't try and milk that and roll on the floor. But I suppose if you don't, you don't get it. But I just think in certain situations you just got to have a bit of standards about yourself and say, you know what, let's get up and ride the game out.
It's football, and I think we'll always get instances where players will try and highlight to the referee that something's happened, and I don't mind that as such at times because everyone does it, but I just don't like when players it takes their focus, and this is the thing when you see people arguing and stuff, it takes their focus away from what they should be doing, and that's the debut thing to me, that took the focus away from just getting to the end of the game. And the whole, as I said, the whole thing really annoyed me. It really did. It just lack of leadership, and even the manager just coming over and just doing something, either making a sub or making it clear what needed to be done. And again, you're right though. This is something that seems to exist at the club all the way through. But you know what? A really strong manager with a really strong message can get through all this, I think, because if you've got a strong manager and you're doing well, you don't really look at the board, you're not really interested in the board, you just let them do what they do in the background. No one would be interested in what Brands were doing, Needbeard to just get on what he was doing in the background, what he should be doing. A really strong manager would just control the situation, because that's part of his job, and that's where I think Marco Silva's gone wrong, is that he doesn't control situations, he lets situations get away from him because he doesn't talk to the media, and he doesn't talk to the fans, and he doesn't get across what his values are or what he expects from the club. So whoever comes in has got. This is why people like Moyes, because it's that love-hate relationship at times. But they understand that when he was the Everton manager, he got across exactly what he wanted to. And actually, when he went to Man United, 100%. That's where he got it wrong, because he didn't have those values at Man United. He almost went, "Oof, this club's huge. I've got to." I can't do what I've done in the past, and he wilted as a manager when he went to Man United, Moyes, and that was his big problem. So, listen, do me a favour, don't get up for the game, just stay in bed.
I can't, mate. I know.
It'll
annoy me not being able to watch it, and
you wouldn't be able to sleep anyway.
I've sat through the two previous 4-0s that we've had, and I've sat through that disgraceful Pickford moment, and I'm almost numb to it now.
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen?
Don't say it.
What is the worst that can happen? Let's not say, because listen, nice one for calling in, mate. We appreciate that you stay up late for us, and make sure you whenever it be might be maybe Thursday, maybe depending. I'm sure whenever Marco leaves the club, we'll definitely be having a phone in, so make sure you're about for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Nice one, mate.
Look forward to it.
Speak to you soon.
Care, mate.
Bye.
Nice one.
Right, let's just get some of the final comments out the way, and then we will call it a day. Michael Barrett says Wednesday's match is like waiting for an operation.
He's with you with the Secret Santa.
Secret Santa, yeah. What's on Patreon?
Refresh it.
Gary Ward says at this point, I think we'll be just waiting to find out who offer the points so we can make them an offer.
Possibly
so. That's about it for the phone in this evening. Nice one for
joining us.
I'm just double checking. Yeah, when we do the phone-ins, listen, don't be a stranger. Just get on Discord. Give us a call. If you've got the app, you can use the app like a phone, but just put some headphones in. And if you've got whatever you're watching on desktop, the same. Just make sure you mute us in the background, and that's it. That's all good. People can get their points across. Don't forget, keep leaving in the messages as well. We'll read out them. It's good. That's what I want. Interaction. It's your phone and it's your chance to get your feelings off your chest. Do it. So there you have it. Nice one for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. The final word should be up within the next... Billy, final word?
It's ready to go.
Oh, it's ready. He's going to upload it the minute this is finished. So I'm finishing. And I'm going to say, see you later.
Ciao.
Toodaloo.